Hello students, welcome back to the class. We have discussed about the definition of respiration. We have also done a whole lot of explanation about respiration. Now I want us to talk about the phases of respiration. So let's discuss various phases of respiration. So for living organisms to effectively carry out the process of respiration, the entire process is divided into two phases, where we have the external phase and the internal phase. So we're going to be writing this down. We're going to have the external and we're going to have the internal. I will start by explaining what happened in the external phase of respiration. So when we talk about the external phase of respiration, we are simply talking about what happened at the outer surface, the exchange of gas. This exchange of gas can simply be referred to as the breathing in process and the breathing out process, just as how we started in the introduction video. Now, before we proceed again, I want everyone in this class to take a minute or few seconds and practice breathing in. Let's go together again. Breathe in, out. Breathe in, out. This is beautiful. What we just did right now is the process we called inspiration, or what we can call inhalation. This is the process whereby you take in oxygen by the process of breathing in oxygen, and you give out carbon dioxide by the process of breathing out. So in the external respiration, the organism exchange gases within the environment, whereby this organism breathe in oxygen and the organism also give out carbon dioxide. Now let me explain other terminologies that are included in external respiration. Number one to note is inhalation. What exactly is inhalation? Inhalation is the process whereby this living organism takes in oxygen. When we breathe in, we call it inhalation. When we definitely breathe out, that is when we can call it expiration or exhalation. Let's do that again, once again, before we end this segment. Let's breathe in together, class. Breathe in, out. Thank you so much, and let's keep on learning together. Hello students, next is internal respiration. We have learned from the concept of the external respiration that involves the breathing in and the breathing out. Now, when we take in oxygen, something happens in our body cells, and that is what we want to discuss right now in external respiration. So we can say that external respiration is that process whereby the oxygen we have taken in now helps in the oxidization of the glucose. In order to release energy to the body, water is also given out. So when we take in oxygen, the oxygen goes to those individual cells to help the cells to break down the food we have taken in order to give us what? Energy and other byproducts such as water and carbon dioxide. Now, there are so many formulas that is associated with this particular internal respiration. For example, we can have our glucose. This glucose, which is 6,6H12O6, in the presence of what? In the presence of oxygen, which will now give us what? H2O, and what? What again? It will give us water, it will give us CO2, and it can also plus what? Energy. So to balance the equation, I have 6 here and I can also have 6 here. But what exactly happened in this equation? It simply means that the glucose which we have taken, that glucose which you have eaten, let's take for example, when you eating this morning, is being broken down to glucose. Now, for that glucose to enter into your bloodstream to give you the energy you need to function, the energy you need to carry out your various activities, oxygen will act on it. And when oxygen oxidizes that glucose, it will give you energy. Then other byproducts such as the water, such as carbon dioxide, can also be released in the process. Let me summarize the phases of respiration. In summary class, we have discussed that this phase is that for respiration to occur, for proper respiration to be carried out by an organism, that it will happen in two phases. Number one, we talk about the phase of external respiration, which involves the exchange of gases within the environment. It involves the breathing in and the breathing out process, which we call both the inhalation and the exhalation, inspiration or expiration. We now talk about internal respiration. We say that is where the main action happens, where oxygen breaks down the glucose in order to release energy in your body and give out some other byproducts such as carbon dioxide and even water. I believe you must have learned something from this particular segment of this VBI. And I want you to go to the notes section and copy out some salient points, write them down in your book. Or if you don't understand any aspect of this video, you can watch it again or call the attention of the teacher or the researcher available. Thank you, and let's keep learning together.